away with this. You're scum. You are vile.
Thanks! It is time to pick up the Cool Cat convertible! Yay! Yay!
So, you remember those terrible mascots at football games that dance around like speed addicts who really have to pee? Remember those embarrassing PSAs your teacher would put on the rollout TV using those ancient blocks of plastic with tape inside? Yeah. Well, this is Derek Savage, and he wanted to make a movie combining both of those things.
Oh no!
Cool Cat Saves the Kids, or rather the Redux copy I bought instead, Cool Cat Kids Superhero. A movie that combines several short educational Cool Cat videos into a feature-length craptacular disaster piece. So, the same movie I was going to review, but with a different title and new clips meant to pad the runtime and increase distribution possibilities. Don't believe me? Listen to the man himself.
This was a 75-minute film, and it's really hard to get distribution or anything. And so that's when I came up with BAM, Cool Cat Kids Superhero.
But who really is Derek Savage? Well, we're not a history channel here, but we should get to know the man, the visionary behind Cool Cat before we get started. All that's important is that Derek Savage has taken over the voice of Cool Cat recently and is still as delusional as ever. Honestly, even more so.
Ooh! Cool Cat headquarters! Yay!
Oh my God! And you know I'm trying to help the lady folk, because I love lady folk. Hey, ain't nothing matter with that.
So, enough about the ever-unraveling world of Daddy Derek. Let's take a look at, well, since it is just a reworked version, let's call it what it is. Cool Cuck craves the kid. Cool Cunt takes the piss. Shit, no. I meant to say, Cool Cat saves the kids. So the film opens with Cool Cat painting a shitty picture when the sweaty, balding pimp himself struts out to see what his fursona is up to. Then for no reason they decide to go inside and record a rap song for all of us to enjoy.
Hip, 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 the hop, hop, hop. I got a story to tell you about the coolest cat.
And I thought my SoundCloud deserved to be deleted. After that ear rape that makes mumble rap sound bearable, we get our first lesson of the film about recycling.
Did you just throw a plastic bottle in the trash?
Oh, wow, I guess I did.
That's a no-no!
Well, you know, son, maybe it's time to recycle that fursuit and get a job. You're 43 years old now. Best to set an example, Cool Cat takes the bottle outside. Okay, we get it, you're a coked-out DARE program gone mobile. Please stop walking like an asshole. While tossing that plastic bottle, Cool Cat hears something out front and goes to investigate, and finds Daddy Derek and his friend getting ready to ride their choppers.
Good golly! Those motorcycles are beautiful!
The editing here is so rushed and badly ADR'd, it's actually baffling this whole segment wasn't cut out like Daddy Derek's sexy playgirl photos from his Cool Cat website. Well, this whole segment is just padding anyway, and adds literally nothing. Skipping ahead, Cool Cat is back to showing his artistic side and stroking his own ego.
This looks great! Hello, this is Cool Cat. Who are you? And what's your name?
You haven't got caller ID? And if that was a joke, your answering machine is probably why you're unemployed and making crappy posters in Daddy Derek's kitchen and hanging out with...
It's me, Maria.
Little girls. Oh no. This is Maria. She's a little girl who reads her lines like this.
I'm in a work area with a blanket and some more science supplies.
Oh.
Dear God in heaven, this movie is over an hour long. Anyway, she just came over so they can, I'm not sure, play office, I guess? Outside where everyone can see them. You two are just asking for some random kid to start making fun of you.
Lord, I feel like picking on someone. Longer punk up. Maria's pretty, Jack Texter's ugly.
Excuse me?
Longer punk up. Maria's pretty, Jack Texter's ugly.
The fuck did you just say?
Yeah, I've got no idea. This is Butch the Bully, and he slurs like a drunken sailor. He decides to pick on Cool Cunt and...
Maria!
By texting her that her hair is ugly.
Hey, Cool Cat, I just got a text, but I don't know who it is.
Well, it's not good to open a text from a stranger, but I'm here.
Okay, hold up. That's actually decent advice. What the hell? It's also totally not what he said the first time I watched this. I watched I Hate Everything and Your Movie Sucks long before I started YouTube, and it sure as fuck didn't sound like that in their copies.
Hey, Cool Cat, I just got a text, but I don't know who it is.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
So, see what it says.
Are you sure that encouraging kids to open unsolicited texts from strangers is the best idea?
In an earlier scene, again, dialogue made the butt of a joke was edited so Cool Cat didn't lie about having his hands full.
I'll get it.
Thanks! My hands are full!
No, they're not, you fucking liar. You're not doing anything.
I'll get it.
Thanks! And that's very nice of you!
Daddy Derek re-edited the film to fix these so no one could joke about them, ironically kind of proving the point that criticism is important.
And I love you too! And I'm Cool Cat, and I love all kids!
I'm sure you do, Cool Cat. Then Butch unwittingly switches his attention to Cool Cat, whom after insulting, he's spotted by running away like a total bitch.
Maria, look! It's that kid who's gonna disappear tonight!
Yeah, he doesn't have fun like we do.
Yeah, and you know what? It's silly fun.
Yeah!
Don't ever do that again. Ever. So next, Butch tries to paint over Cool Cat's signs for school president, and god damn if that isn't creepy since he's clearly a grown man, but the wind blows paint into his face.
That dumb wind blew paint in my face. Wait, hold on. Some wind blew paint into his face.
There a fucking echo in here? God damn.
Hey, Jamie! And you boneheads, get over here!
Jamie and you boneheads? There's two of them. How much pain has this kid been huffing? Well, nevertheless, Butch decides to employ the help of these two homeless kids. Calling themselves the Bad Boys was a rough start, but Butch decides he wants to tag the wall with a B, which clearly takes the work of 3 people. Cool Cat spots them from across the street, and he totally fucking loses it.
He's about to graffiti our neighbor's wall, and it's not cool to paint on someone's wall!
Oh god, he's getting really mad. Butch needs to call the police before he ends up buried alive in Cool Cat's litter box.
I've gotta stop him! Cool Cat to the rescue!
Cool Cat's so brave. Yeah, he's a real crime fighter.
Yes, how brave. Watch as this adult man chases down a group of elementary school kids. Cool Cat chases Butch off and lets the 2 fall guys know that he loves them and all kids, and the boys decide to clean up the other stuff that they apparently had time to graffiti on their way around the corner. Then Maria and Cool Cat return to their blanket office.
Hi, Cool Cat and Maria. You guys having fun today?
Yeah, but it's been a wild one today!
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Well, hey, I hope that's a great thing.
Inside, the pair of friends enjoy some dinner, and Cool Cat learns that he and Derek are headed to Hollywood tomorrow for no real reason, just because.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go upstairs and check my emails!
Check what emails? From the underage kids you've blackmailed into hanging out with you?
Hey, come on over here, honey. Look how clean we got everything going right here.
It looks great.
Oh, you know I love to help you all the time, Mama. Get over and give me a hug.
Wow, so Daddy Derek takes the time to crop out the random wanderer in this scene, hire the voice for Cool Cat to redub certain scenes, then still leaves in his creepy moment of furry love. Cool. Thanks, Daddy.
Wow! I got an email from a John Doe! But I don't know a John Doe! Ooh, maybe he just wants to be friends!
Yes, very special friends indeed. It's actually from a bully who says he's going to get Cool Cat tomorrow. He then has a shit fit that night in Dreamland, where he works out what he's going to do.
I know I get mad when someone bullies me, but perhaps I just punch him! But wait! You'll get in trouble if you hit someone, and that's not cool!
Remember, kids, it's only not cool if you get caught punching bullies, so kidnap them first. Cool Cat has got this shit down pat, man, I tell ya. After Cool Cat wakes up, he actually just forgets this entire thing happened. No, really, it never comes up again. The bully never even existed, apparently. What did this add? We didn't learn anything, and it just padded the runtime. Okay, yeah, now we know. Continue. After a soggy, sugar-blasted, artery-clogging breakfast, Daddy Derek and Cool Cat hit the road toward Hollywood.
Here, I help you get in the car here. Was it locked?
Yes, it was, Daddy Derek.
Well, that's for safety purposes.
I love how unscripted this was. You even see Derek reach for his keys to unlock the car. But hey, we get a bonus lesson about the safety purposes of locking your car with the windows down. Now, I want you to guess how much comes of this trip to Hollywood and why they went there in the first place. Nothing. I mean, they get invited to the Hollywood parade over a phone call paired with some B-roll, but what was the purpose of driving all the way there? They didn't even meet anybody. What a waste of gas money. Daddy Derek really took Cool Cat for a drive to escape from Mama Cat. If she's anything like another female cat I know, when they're under a lot of stress, the upholstery suffers. Before they can participate in the parade, however, Cool Cat needs Mama Cat's permission. The kitchen seems to be a little cut in half. I guess they either had only one costume or one actor. Told you cats fuck things up. Mama Cat saw Daddy Derek's search history and clawed the whole fucking kitchen in twain. What the hell? They really are paying this guy in crack, aren't they? Then Cool Cat runs upstairs to call Maria. Then downstairs. Then he fucks around for a bit. You know, most movies, even low-budget ones, have either a clear message or a, engaging story. But what's been done here is really unique. You see, instead of doing that, they didn't. Seriously, when is the next lesson I'm supposed to learn? When is the next plot point? When is the movie gonna movie? This film drags its feet like Daddy Derek's imaginary gang of lawyers dragging you behind a Denny's for writing Cool Cat Sucks on Twitter.
That's one of my daddy's video cameras. I'm gonna make a reality show. I'm gonna call it Cool Cat's Funhouse. Yay! That's a cool name. Hey everybody, it's me, Cool Cat.
To me, this is just the early for Sony years of Jake Paul. An unlikable douche obsessed with himself finds a video camera and immediately names his imaginary show, which he'll probably upload to YouTube, after himself, already deciding it sounds cool. He influences young, stupid kids who think he's cool despite so much evidence to the contrary. Yep, this is confirmed now. It's furry Jake Paul, yep. Then Daddy Derek both repels burglars and women alike by having Cool Cat secretly film him practicing his hand-to-hand combat skills. Okay, seriously, are we what are we doing here? Is this just so Daddy Derek can show off the skills he learned training with Batman in the mountains? I mean, this goes on for some time. Cool Cat is a PSA for kids, right? What does any of this have to do with anything remotely even related to that subject? Also, good job showing kids how cool it is to play with sharp weapons, Derek. Very nice. Then they go inside and they all go to sleep in the middle of the day.
It feels great to be awake. And I can hear my parents downstairs.
Cool Cat's cracked out ears could hear a fly farting in an abandoned construction site down the street, so it's really no surprise he can hear his parents when they're not even actually inside the house. Daddy Derek and Cool Cat decide to make a shitty song, and they do, with the exact same face of excitement that he probably had when he was copy striking and sending threatening emails to his critics. After the song, Daddy Derek takes up valuable time to tell us about his Van Halen signed guitar. Then Cool Cat runs off to further fight the main problem any kid who watched this movie had: absolute boredom. This legit feels like Derek Savage took the suit and filmed some stuff to dub later. Seriously, did you not know what to do? This whole movie has taken a friggin' break from being any kind of anti-bullying PSA. It's not even a movie at this point. Another pointless music video and we're finally off to Hollywood. Oh, God no. They've defaced an innocent car now. I think JoJo What's-Her-Name's ride is less narcissistic than this. Jesus. Dude, this whole Hollywood trip is just Daddy Derek and Cool Cat riding in this gross Stang while news and B-roll footage pad and suck Derek's ego off. They even added in additional cheers. Christ, this is sad. And kinda boring. This was intended for kids, right? You know how short their attention span is? You lost them after the opening credits, Derek. Also, in this cutaway to Butch the Bully probably huffing wet paint in his room, there's an audible sniff from behind the camera.
You might be on TV talking to that movie star Eric Estrada.
This costs money to buy, Derek. You can't have these kind of flubs, man. What the hell? After the parade, Cool Cat is tired and the two decide to head on home. Okay, but why do we need to see this?
Let me open up the door for you right here. Hop on in, son.
Okay.
Don't get your tail in there. I'll close the door up for you. Well, here's your Hollywood book right there, bro.
Why does Daddy Derek insist on these car rides, their interactions, any of it? This whole movie should be the length of a short film, or a YouTube video, or a YouTube ad, but it's more padded than a teenager's bra. The next day, Cool Cat is scheduled to meet Maria at Vivica Fox's and Eric Estrada's house. On her way to meet Cool Cat, Maria delights in her fortune and friendships, while putting down the lonely and bitter kid with probable mental issues.
Hey, you bully! Cool Cat's going to be in a Hollywood parade and you're not. And we're going to a movie star's house to have fun and you're not. Ha ha, go believe that.
I mean, you're kind of being a twat here, Maria. Your friendly neighborhood sex offender can't always be a meat shield for your bullshit. Isn't bragging about your accomplishments kind of a bad thing? Kind of bullying a little here, aren't you, Maria? At Eric Estrada and Vivica's place, they're enjoying a beautiful day, keeping an eye out for Cool Cat.
And where is Cool Cat? There he is! There he is!
Whatever's in that lemonade, you keep it away from Maria and Butch. I mean, they already can't string a sentence together. Oh, Butch escalates to trespassing to get back at you? Imagine my shock that rubbing karmic justice in someone's face makes things worse. But he's scared off by Eric and Vivica.
But I don't like bullies, and it's not cool to pick on people.
It's okay, Cool Cat. People used to pick on me, and then I learned how to react.
Would you both like to hear what Vivica did?
Jesus. That's a bit heavy for children, Derek. So when Butch comes back, Cool Cat goes for the yell until he leaves approach instead, which is a terrible piece of advice, Derek. This is how a bully comes back. Giving a reaction. Not always, but dude, get an adult. Fight back if necessary or possible. Press charges if it seriously escalates. Situations with bullying vary so much it's nearly impossible to give good, solid advice to the majority. There are better solutions, though, than
Leave us alone right now!
acting like a total spaz.
We sure showed Butch the bully, though, didn't we?
Yeah, did you see the look in his eyes? It was terrific.
Maria's gonna pull some twist-ending villain shit, isn't she? Well, the next story comes along as Cool Cat stumbles onto a magazine featuring a faceless child, which Cool Cat says is Daddy Derek's?
The mailman must have left one of Daddy Derek's entertainment magazines.
Moving on. Inside the questionable magazine is a contest for kids to submit a children's-themed book, like a whole children's book, for a prize of $100 measly. Cool Cat is quite excited and he tells his parents, who decide that they would like to enter, strangely enough.
No, it's for kids only. That means I get to enter it and you don't.
He's an asshole.
Daddy Derek kinda smiles like my mom whenever I gave her another shitty macaroni picture for her birthday. But regardless, Cool Cat snorted another line off camera and he's ready to go. He gets to writing out back, but his penmanship leaves a lot to be desired. You could write a Stephen King novel and it wouldn't win if it ain't fucking legible.
I've got writer's block. I should do some exercises when I have writer's block. Jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the weirdest start to a workout video I've ever seen. Got writer's block? Jumping jacks. Wow, if only he'd had these moves when Butch the Bully was messing with him.
2, 3, 4.
Finally, inspiration strikes Cool Cat.
Trying to trout makes a lot of friends, because making a lot of friends is super great.
I don't know if this is a compliment to Daddy Derek, but at least someone in the family is worse at writing stories. He writes and writes until it actually starts to look like it's time to go to bed.
This story is coming along fabulously. It's some of my best work.
Well, hey, fantastic. Would you like to tell me about it now or later?
I just love how Daddy Derek looks so fucking done with Cool Cat. Upstairs, Cool Cat then decides to draw the cover for his story. Hey, you dropped some there. Whoa, watch it, cool cunt.
Little yellow here, little blue here. Draw 'em some more. This is a masterpiece. Ooh, what do you think?
I think it needs work. Then Cool Cat finally decides to shut up and go to sleep, and he awakes to finish his story with more boring shit he dreamt up. Watch what you're doing, you fucking klutz. First markers, now you're knocking your own pictures down. Daddy Derek needs to discipline you. With his commas.
Oh, wow! It's such a beautiful day!
Just fucking once. Could it be a bad day?
It's a beautiful day.
It's such a beautiful day.
Such a beautiful day!
What a beautiful day! Oh, wow! It's such a beautiful day!
I swear to Christ, if he comments on the weather one more time, I'm gonna wring him out of that musky fursuit like you wring water from a towel.
I'll do my exercises! Jumping jacks! 1, 2, squats! 1, 2.
Is it any wonder he can't beat up an 8-year-old? His spastic routine involves only 4 jumping jacks and 4 squats for a grand total of 10 seconds. Cool Cat stretches those muscly calves and rushes downstairs for breakfast, where he eats and leaves quick enough to avoid Daddy Derek and Mama Cat's kitchen makeup flirting.
Here's one.
Let me help you right there. We call this teamwork, huh?
Oh, I love teamwork. It's so much fun.
Derek, seriously, stop inserting you and your wife's mundane interactions. It's creeping me, the kids, and Cool Cat the fuck out. This and those other scenes don't need to be here. Please stop incessantly reminding us that you fucked a cat. We don't want to think about it, please! God, you're already the type of guy who proudly wears his fursuit in public, walks and dances like an asshole, and now you're also that guy who demands people listen to his terrible mixtape. Cool Cat is a douche. His friends come over. One's playing with his ball. Then he literally reenacts that sign that warns you about stupid kids running out after stuff into the street, and we get our basic lesson of the minute.
But always look both ways before crossing the street.
This is actually a decent message. Yet it's directed, shot, edited, acted, scripted, produced, executive produced, and exists so badly that I'm sorry to say you've lost any goodwill I can muster at this point.
This is a special news report. There have been several robberies. Bad guys are stealing candy from babies.
You are not fucking serious.
That's horrible! I love babies!
Cool Cat loves babies. He just can't be within a certain distance of them. He's also legally obligated to inform you of that fact. This kid points out Butch the Bully is the culprit because of course he is.
I got candy, you don't!
Yeah, been meaning to ask, what does a baby need with candy? They can't eat it. These two kids ain't babies either. No baby with good parents would eat candy, so is Butch like an anti-hero? Well, before we can ponder that too much, Cool Cat valiantly decides to protect the kids and go after Butch himself. Cool Cat is so brave. He's a real crime fighter, and he is so ready to jam his foot up Butch's ass until he's spitting teeth and candy that he doesn't have time to look out for cars. Oh, sorry, in this version, he does actually look for cars before running across the street. In a swift edit made by Daddy Criticism is the Devil's Work Savage, Cool Cat now makes sure to look one way, and then go, fuck it, come here, you little shit! Watch out, Butch, you didn't even look one way! Now Officer Bust You In is going to arrest you for smearing your ugly face on his hood. Also, why does he just take the kid away for no reason? Like, he doesn't have any evidence against him. He just assumed the arrest me position. What do you want? The officer thanks Cool Cat for nothing.
That was very heroic.
It was nothing!
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, that was groovy. You're just like in the movies. They should make a kids movie about you.
Oh, that's very clever. How about we call it Cool Cat Needs a Rewrite, or Cool Cat, the movie that should have never happened. Here comes Big Daddy, strolling out slow like he wants to be sure the cop's gone first. He congratulates Cool Cat on doing nothing, and they decide to do something else now because natural progression of events is hard and verbally communicating that it's time to move on to something else is easy.
But what game we gonna play?
I know!
Who's got a suggestion?
He so fucking just shut that kid down. Who has a suggestion? And isn't you? Alright, I'm losing what few brain cells I had watching this educational movie, so let's once again speedrun this shit because this gets boring. Okay, they're eating inside, they laugh and chat needlessly about nothing, then the kids go outside to play treasure hunt instead of going upstairs and playing on their Xbox like normal kids. Here they find a solution to all of Shade's deep sadness.
Oh no! It's a gun!
What should we do?
Okay, so they realize that they shouldn't touch the gun. Good message. And they go to get Daddy Derek's help, even though he's probably the one who put it there. And while they slowly waddle off screen to get Derek, Butch the Bully makes this movie really uncomfortable.
It's a gun over there! I can bring it to school and take everyone's lunch money!
Okay, this kid went from calling people names over text from 10 feet away, to stealing candy from kids his own age, to bringing guns to school. Daddy Derek understands the human mind. Well, they run and tell Derek about the gun, and he says he'll tell Butch's parents and take the kids to school tomorrow. By walking them there, completely vulnerable, and relying on their physiques to get away. Yep, they're doomed. They see Butch with the gun, and okay, so nobody's gonna call the police. I mean, they say let's get inside the school first, but you're really gonna pass the kid with the gun, visibly enter the school, take the time to find a phone and dial the police there, and then what? Wait to get killed? Okay, for a slightly serious moment, please, if you're watching, please do the following if you find yourself in a situation similar to this. 1. You see the gun? You see the kid. Back away. 2. Call the fucking cops. You have a cell phone, everyone does. 3. Keep hidden and call the school and alert them. 4. Profit. Live, I guess. Anywho, the school calls the police and Butch and his friend who didn't do anything get arrested. Straight up, Cool Cat's villain has a freaking complex arc, not gonna lie. So, the school is saved.
Look, the problem is over.
A fitting end to the movie, as my problem is now over. Okay, so there is a last-minute wrap-up in the movie where Cool Cat wins class president, cause that really got focus.
My first act as school president is to lower the age of consent.
But that's really it. That is Cool Cat Kid's Superhero, or Cool Cat Saves the Kids, whichever you prefer. There's a lot more stupid in this movie that I could have covered, but if you really care to know what happens, you can watch this movie yourself because I recommend it highly. Let me explain. You've probably heard this before, but this movie is incompetent, badly shot and acted, and is absolutely atrocious across the board. So yes, I recommend it. Why wouldn't I? This movie had my sides aching from laughing in between cringing. This is a passionate piece of garbage, and it is well worth the money so long as you know what you're buying. If you think you're buying even a remotely quality educational film and/or an entertaining children's film, you're out of your mind. Literally anything else would suffice in replacing this. But if you and your buds like throwing back rum and laughing until it hurts it's so bad they're good type movies, and if you can get past some of the controversial stuff about Daddy Derek, then I suggest either visiting his time machine of a website or Amazon and snatching a copy. Quick, before he makes another version with himself playing Cool Cat.
I have not, but I'll go ask him right now. Wow, that was weird.
Well, anyway, this concludes my irregularly scheduled torture, and I'm so glad that I can officially say I've reviewed this movie. Nowhere near as well as other YouTubers, but I hope I brought a smile or two to your face. Also, if you made it this far, if I disappear, I want Derek Savage to be questioned first. And for those wondering why did you do this? Well, for those who are unaware, in a desperate response to a life-changing situation a little while ago, I opened a Patreon and, well, I got a few bites initially, plus 1 or 2 temporary pledges, but sometime over the next 3 months, I was amazed to find that I had gone from losing money on every review to netting nearly $80 I can't even put into words how unworthy I am. That's why I scripted this part out. I'm gonna have to make a video for this. I don't think I can properly explain it here, but just know I'm very grateful. Very grateful. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go Netflix myself into a coma with something a little better than this crap. Peace, guys.
Scream internally, cut me out to blood. Break my every bone, I will not crawl home.